and tolier stretch. Tolier en face first, and fit. Don't let your hips wiggle like mine. Marking, piqué up, plie, releve passe, change to forward. Left pirouette, land, tendu, close. Okay, so facing away, marking through. Your croisé to begin. Tendu fit, right foot fit, and 3 and 4 to get through space first, and fit. Left foot first, and fit. Pas de cheval. Piqué sous down. Releve passe down. Releve pirouette land. Tendu close. Other side. Tendu fit. Tendu fit. Tendu tolier. Tolier slide at first and the fifth and the first and the fifth. Pas de cheval. Piqué sous. Releve passe. How long can you stay? Outside pirouette. Tendu close. All right. All together this one, please. 7, 8, tendu fifth, and a fifth, and tolier stretch, tolier slide, a first, and a fifth, extend first, and a fifth, pas de cheval, piqué sous, plie, passe, stay forever. 4th position now, pirouette, yes. Julia just got an extra pirouette in there, she was ready. Left, and 1, 2. Nice, Jenny. Rest 5th, all right. Careful, Kendall, you're still a little dippy in the elbow. Yeah, you can lengthen more. It's like we've all been talking about, find that long line. Are we all familiar with the term biscuits? Yes, if you're not, in ballet in particular, biscuits refers to bad feet. Sometimes biscuits are what you're born with and you gotta work your biscuits. And sometimes when you're not thoughtful about using the top of your foot, you have biscuit feet because they look ugly on something. Sometimes you get a photo back from competition and you go, oh, biscuits, because you were sickled or weird or flexed back in your ankle. Here's the deal, on the tolier, and then that chasse, the chasse moment, I mean, it's chasse light because it's tolier with this slide à terre is really what's happening. A lot of us had a weird biscuit foot on the floor. We were kind of crunching through here. As we came through, if you look at my right foot, we were kind of doing like that, and then I was popping through that ankle. I was getting that quality that we were essentially pointing our toes on the floor before extending through the ankle. So I was getting this quality and then extending. Instead of a flat foot sliding, and then as always, your ankle finishes and then your toes wrapped last. That's what we were lacking. So everyone try that a bit on your own. On that tolier back, you have to use the friction of the floor to slide a flat foot. 5 flat toes take you along to second, and then you lift through your ankle finish with your toes. Slide, push, yes. And again, I know some of us are on carpet and things that aren't ideal for this, but again, that's why we wear ballet slippers. That's why you layer up so you don't get friction burn on your feet through your sock. You push the bottom of your shoe, your ankle goes first. The very last thing to leave the floor is the metatarsal, the ball of the foot. And most of us, we're getting a weird crunchy biscuit foot, lifting the metatarsal off before we extend it. Yeah, makes sense? Yeah, okay. Let's start it on the left, just because we can. Still one group, and then we'll start to divide up for a dash. Here we go. Oops, that's not you. That's so-and-so. This is you. 6, 7, and 8. Starting left, you guys, just for fun. In and fifth. Drag those toes along the floor, dancers. Piqué susu, inner thighs shut. Yes. Up. Yes. Up. Good. 7, 8. Excellent. Yes. Good. more biscuits. Yes, Jada.
I think there's something wrong with my camera. It's like it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. I guess inverted or like, I don't know.
Oh, you look fine to me.
Okay,
Maybe let it roll for a minute here.
all right.
Yeah, you're always welcome to leave and come back, but let's see maybe if it shakes out a little, okay? All right, going on to an adagio, you guys. And this week we'll do in 2 groups. Okay, so we've already, shaking the whole computer, goodness gracious. All right, so we've already started talking about the different numbered arabesques today. We're gonna add in the ideas of our 3rd arabesque and our 4th arabesque today. So we already know 1st arabesque is opposite arm is leg extended. Pretend my leg is up around my head. 1st arabesque. 2nd arabesque, you start to close off your body a little bit, so we're just closing the arm. 3rd arabesque is a more, remember I said as the numbers get higher, you're kind of closing yourself off more. 3rd arabesque, you're switching so that your arm is the same as 1st, but now our legs are closed off. So this is same arm as leg. You can also think about it as 2nd arabesque to the other corner. Like when we take promenade, this is your 3rd arabesque, where your legs have closed off your body, even though your arms have stayed. So then, does anyone, some of you might know well from your previous ballet training, does anyone want to guess what your 4th arabesque would be? How could we increase that closure? Anyone want to guess? Mackenzie's close. That's in this Russian school that we're talking about. That's considered like 5th arabesque, where you take the fondue one. Working from the syllabi that we have for this course, it's like I said, this is where numbers start to change. So you might be right in a different school of ballet. Like if you've ever done the AT curriculum, they're a little different than this as well. But point being, for our structure coming from our ballet dictionary, that what we would take for the 5th, yes, Jenny, you were on the right track there. This is where everything is closed off, both arm and leg.
Oh,
Yeah? So if I were to pass through like a little doll to go through these positions on FOSS, we almost never do it on FOSS, but just to help you understand. We're going 1st arabesque, 2nd arabesque, changing 3rd arabesque, 4th arabesque. And to have that make more sense croisé, because really the rules follow croisé, you have 1st arabesque, 2nd arabesque, 3rd arabesque, 4th arabesque. And then often if you travel into 5th, which is what I think Jenny and Mackenzie were both guessing this, that's where you would do these arms and often in a fondue. This would be like 5th. I think in ABT that's considered 4th, so there's like a couple different variations. But just so we know, is anyone super lost on that? I'm not gonna like test you on it. Yes, Julia.
can you just face back? Because I was confused.
Sure.
Thank you.
Request, of course. So again, if this is my audience, 1st arabesque, 2nd arabesque, change everything, 3rd arabesque, 4th arabesque, and then bonus points, 5th arabesque, with 4 allongé arms. Don't ask. That's ballet for you. All right, so let me check my music again. All right, so going on to our adagio, learning this, and this incorporates most of our arabesques. So we start in 5th position, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Développé to 1st arabesque, 2, and 3, and 4. Change 2nd arabesque, 5, 6, elevate, pas de bourrée, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, promenade, 5, 6, rushing through to 4th arabesque, 7, close, 8. Take it to the other side. Passe, développé to 1st, oh wait, sorry, I feel like I'm mixing something up, hold on. Not in the arabesque, but in the combo, sorry, because I have a second, I have to mark in my head. Okay, I think I was closer than I thought, sorry. Had to let my brain reset there for a second. Second time, 1, 2, 1st arabesque, 1, 2, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, brush through to 4th, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so really thematically, we've done these passe arabesques quite a bit without layering in the vocabulary, and now we are just, so we're quite literally speaking the same language. Okay, développé to first arabesque. Développé, opposite arabesque there, all the way to your 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th arabesque, 7, and 8. Okay, marking through it tempo once. First arabesque. 4th. Crossé. Effacé. Once again, 4th. Tendu 7, 8. Okay? So this combination, despite what I said the first time through we did it, it has 2 4th arabesques. We have a first arabesque, a 4th arabesque, another 4th arabesque. The challenge of that position, where it's both the arm and the leg closing off the body, probably somewhat obviously, is that we tend to unwind. It tends to become what we always joke is like ballet-esque, kind of half arabesque, half ballet-second, where we get really flat. And the challenge of it, once again, is that you are not supposed to have completely square shoulders. It would look kind of funny if everything were closed off like this. You are, in fact, supposed to lengthen the line and open your upstage shoulder, but without the opposite hip, like we're more accustomed to in second arabesque, we can really get to like a weird line that doesn't have anything to do with an arabesque. So your shoulders will not be a square, so your hips have to be. Yeah, that upstage hip has to be lifting forward and up the whole time. So we're creating a beautiful line that is still square through the legs and not overextending through the inner thigh. Okay? Despite the codifying of it, it really is, movements we already know well. We're just thinking about how we make them consistent. Okay? 2 groups for this. Group 1 is Mackenzie, Abby, Mason, Julia, Kelly, and Carrie. And everybody else is group 2. Okay, here we go. 7. Watch the shoulders, dancers. 1. First arabesque. Passe. 4th. Passe. Promenade. Brush through 4th arabesque. It's a hard line, it really is. 2, 3. Lengthen. And close. All right, we're gonna have second group go. Yes, let's see how this goes for the second group. It feels a little inorganic, right? It's a challenging line to hit. You have to find and release tension in the shoulders. 7, 8, 1. Ooh, push down into your toes. Don't let your weight pull back into your supporting heel. Nice. Ribs down over the hips. Not bad. 1. Good. Lengthen through that side elbow. Rest. Close. Yes. Stop. Okay, so everyone stand up for a minute, face toward the camera, and we're going to take that 4th arabesque en face. And here's what I want you to feel when you do it en face. Obviously, if it's en face, it's just a first arabesque. Does the math of that make sense? Kind of, that you're taking the first arabesque and rotating it the other way, just as a second arabesque rotated is considered a third arabesque. It's the same feeling. So start by putting your right leg up, left arm out, in a first arabesque flat toward camera, so very academic. And now, promenade into what would be your 4th arabesque. And try to maintain the squareness, and then the only thing that changes is you're going to extra open that right shoulder. Yes. Good, you guys. A simple way to think about it as well, I don't know that it's simple, but a helpful way to think about it is your side arm, you want to make sure is visible. This guy. You don't want to get stuck here as you promenade around. You would want to imagine somebody grabbing onto your forearm and pushing it back. Yeah, so that's the expansion, that's it, Hannah. The expansion of what is a pretty comfortable first arabesque when it becomes that fourth that can feel a little bit like that, instead forward and back rather than a side to side twist. Okay? Oh, someone just dropped out and I don't know who it was. Oh no. Process of elimination. Counting heads. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's do it again all together, please. So second group, you don't get much of a break, but we can do it. Find that twist. Here we go. 6, 7, 8, 1. What was carry? That's who this finger. Better, you guys. We're gonna move on to a waltz. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Random question, dancers. You can just thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you have to enter the password today, or did you get right in with the link into the waiting room? Good, you just got right in. Yeah, I did not ask that clearly for a yes/no question. Mason, you had to enter a password.
I need to do the password too.
A couple of you did?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the password was ballet, so luckily it was easy, but I was just curious. Sometimes you can embed the password in the link, and I wasn't sure how we got it. Yes, Abby?
Carrie had texted me that her laptop died.
Who did?
Carrie.
She's back. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. I'm actually really grateful when you guys are like the little back channel updates, but yes, she's back. She has returned. Okay, excuse me, pirouette. All right, tombe, releve, développé. Getting a little bit of energy going here. So we start tendu croisé with the left foot. We're going to failli onto the left and take développé on face. So flat towards your audience. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Arms come through on a bond, middle fifth, peeling the back foot through coupe, releve, développé up to the side. So we're straight toward the audience. You want to lift that knee up in order to achieve this position. Yes? However, once you hit passe, you want to be, I want to say this clearly, this is another thing that doesn't always translate well to Zoom without the space, but we want to avoid getting stuck in this position. Does that make sense? We don't have to do like rond de jambe jeté where we're extending from down low. I want you to take a complete développé, but it has more to do with the coordination of the arms and the legs. I've said this to you guys many times in class that your arms arrive before the legs. It's hard to explain clearly here, but the difference is that this is not a good position to be in. Do you know what I mean? So this is a particular step where you have to really coordinate the arms and the legs. You don't want to rush the arms and get stuck in the développé. You want to make sure everything is arriving as one. So with that in mind, we do 3 releve développé alternating through allongé forward arms. And 1, and 2, and 3. Close fifth position, releve soutenu forward. Plie, releve passe, come down croisé. You're going to take an inside turn, inside pirouette. If you have space, you can try for an attitude, but you can also just go up, plie, releve. Yes? If you're coming through an attitude, you just have to be thoughtful about being able to pull it into that fifth to take it failli to go to the other side. Oh, sorry, it's a coupe over. I keep mixing up some of my combos. Sorry guys. 1 and 2, 3, soutenu, passe, croise, inside chirp, over 1 and 2. Now, obviously, we don't have a great deal of depth, so you will not do this more than twice, one set 2 times, right, left, and we will pause, okay? So we're going développé, 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 soutenu, passe en face, roll down, changing croise, en dedans pirouette, or attitude pirouette, to 5th, and over left leg up, right leg up, left leg up, relevé, soutenu, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, so here's how this is gonna work because it's shorter for a waltz. We already have our groups. We have a group 1 and a group 2. We will dance all essentially, first group goes, and then immediately with the music still playing, second group goes, while the first group walks around and observes, then first group again, then second group again. Does that make sense? It's kind of like when often you'll do a petit allegro combination where half the room goes and then the other half goes. Same feeling. Group 1 dances it, then group 2 keeps going, then 1 goes, then 2 goes, so that we can observe a little bit as we watch and start in right away. Yes, Carrie?
I'm sorry, can you do it just to one side facing the back?
Sure. Yes, if that's helpful. It's right, left, right, soutenu. So we start with the left leg tendu croise, right leg up, left leg up, right leg up, cross front, relevé soutenu around. So our left leg is forward at this point. Relevé left leg passe, roll down croise, and now you're picking up the left leg for an inside pirouette or inside attitude 7, sous 8. The back foot cuts through to go left, right, left, up and around. Does that help a little bit? Yes, good question. Good learning. Okay. All right, so we're all dancing in the same passage, basically, the same piece of music, but group 1 goes, then group 2 goes, then group 1 goes, then group 2 goes. So everybody should be prepped toward the back of their studio, but only group 1 is starting right away. Okay, here we go. Tendu that left foot forward. We go right up, left up, right up, soutenu, passe, left side, 1. Here we go, second group. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And left leg. First group, you'll be going again, so getting ready. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Good. Nice. And 1. And 1. Second. 2. All right, not bad, you guys. Shake it out a little bit. I like that little trade-off. Looked cool to me. I don't know how it looked to you guys, but it was nice for me to watch. On the développés, again, this is something that's challenging just because when we're speaking in terms of en face and croisé, depending on the space we're using, we're not necessarily square to the walls of our space. Like my longest depth, which isn't even that long, but is on a diagonal. So I talk about en face to the camera, but obviously it's to a corner of a room. Some of you are a little bit similar in that. The développés, we want to start croisé, but I want them to be 2-dimensional en face, which means we are flat toward our audience, toward our camera, and our leg is beside our body. And right now, a lot of us are sort of taking like a développé rond de jambe along an écarté line and then taking quite a big step forward, so it's getting a very rounded walk forward. And that's not so much just to conserve space, but to understand the difference between if you're the only one on stage at a croisé line where everyone else is on face, it's a very different thing. Yes, so we're still gazing up toward the wrist, but it's not our écarté line. It's flat to the side, small step forward. When we step forward, it's right toward our audience, flat to the side. Yeah, so make sure we're using our flat to the side. If you're traveling, that's called like décolleté, straight to the side. It's a similar feeling. Straight, flat to the side, flat to the side, flat to the side, not along an open line. Okay, so that was my biggest thing I saw, was that there was a lot of fudginess as far as direction. Make sure as your leg comes down, you're maintaining the turnout. That should be, air quotes, easy, but that should be easy to do from a second position because you just have to pull your heel through space rather than think about pulling your big toe to fit. If you think about bringing your heel down and dragging your toes, you'll be better off. Okay, let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2 in groups, okay? Goes without saying, these should be high legs. Yes, we should be trying for height. 6, 7, 8, 1. Around. Nice. And 1, 2. Breath through the body. Good. Yes. Nice. 1. First group again, we go 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Yes. Nice and tight on pirouette. Good. Here 2. And you can relax in between group 1. Yes. Yes, good. Try to complete it, Jada. It was a good turn. Use your space as best you can. Yes. Yes. All right, you guys. That wasn't bad. Moving on. All right, fifth position, sautés. Jumping first and a fifth and a second and a fifth and a first and a fifth and a second and a fifth. First and fifth, emboîté, and these are 2 effacés. So you jump, point your left foot to the left, jump, point your right foot to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, step on the right, assemblé left 6, releve sous-sus, come down. And we go to the other side. First and a fifth and a second and a fifth and a first and a fifth, jump second and a fifth, a first and a fifth, point right, point left, step, assemblé, sous-sus, come down. Okay, so facing you, and then facing away, right foot front, jump first, jump fifth, échappé, changé, jump first and fifth, échappé, changé, jump first and fifth, point left, point right, step, assemblé left, sous-sus, come down. First and fifth and a second, fifth. First and fifth and a second and a fifth. First and a fifth, point right, point left, step, assemblé, sous-sus, down. Okay, facing away, swing away back. So you can see my feet, yes. So you're going first, fifth, jump second, fifth. First, fifth, jump second, fifth. First, fifth, point your left foot, point your right foot, step, brush through, assemblé, sous-sus, come down, and go to the other side. Okay, so we're doing effacé, emboîté, en terre. Little toe hops. Not like toe hops on point, but pointing the toe. Yes. Okay, we cool? Let's do it. 7, 8, 1, 2, second and a fifth. That was good. Yeah, we looked scared. That was right. First and fifth, point, point, step aside. Jada. Was that me? I don't know if that was my song. Hold on. Okay, this one's spinny. Just a warning. We're gonna do inside turns and outside turns. So, Tita Allegro. This is kind of bold as far as dancing in small spaces. At like 90% is not a percentage out of 12 dancers. There's 11 of you. Most of you have enough space to do this. If you feel limited in your space and you need to take this to a diagonal or even like turn sideways, that's completely fine. So I'm more concerned about you having enough space to feel comfortable. If I'm seeing you at an odd angle, I don't care, that's fine. All right, so feel free to modify as you need, but it only goes side to side twice, so I think you're fine. We've been doing a lot of ensemble. We're doing this here. So we start turn to croisé, left foot front, 5, 6, 7, 5, 8. Glissade, don't change. Grand ensemble. So we get to use that big arm. Traveling. 1, 2, releve passe. This hand is gonna just flip over to 4. So we go 3, close back 4. Again, glissade, ensemble, releve, pirouette, close, 4. Yes, from here, this is not a rond de jambe. This is a dégagé. Dégagé, soutenu, plie, passe, left 4, inside pirouette, 5, 6, tendu 7, close back 8, take it left. Glissade, ensemble, releve pas, c'est glissade, ensemble, releve pirouette, dégagé, soutenu, and down, passe, to 4, pirouette, and 5th, tendu, and close, okay? Okay, and I'll do this facing away as well. And it's quick, so we go. Glissade, ensemble, passe, glissade, ensemble, pirouette, soutenu, passe, pirouette, tendu, glissade, ensemble, passe, glissade, ensemble, outside pirouette, dégagé, soutenu, passe, inside turn, tendu. Yes, facing away. Right foot starts behind. Glissade right, ensemble right. Right passe, 5th. Glissade right, ensemble right. Right pirouette from 5th, land croisé. Dégagé, soutenu. Plie, left passe to 4. Inside pirouette, 5th, tendu, close. Okay? You know what? I don't know why we're showing that tendu with the front foot. The way the foot that's up closes tendu over with the other foot. It's a weight transfer there. You don't have to tendu with the foot that just came down in pirouette. You get to step out of your pirouette, tendu over, close. So this one's a little trickier. This uses some angles, eats up some space, and it's quite quick. So let's mark this through. Just marking, I'll get you, Jada. I see ya. 1, 2, pirouette. Glissade, ensemble, passe. Glissade, ensemble, pirouette to the 4th, soutenu. Passe, pirouette, tendu over. Yes. Questions? Yes, Jada. Still there? Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
On the left side, the facings, because my computer's like, I don't know, it's facing the other way. When you come after the passe, are you facing?
After the passe, you should be facing toward the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm confused.
That's okay. Yeah, if you've got a reversal of your camera, that's gonna make it really confusing. I'll talk through it once, I'll see if that helps you a little bit. So I'll show you the left side you're asking about, okay? So we've just gone tendu over. You're going glissade left, left over, passe, sorry, keep the arm up, passe left foot and down. Glissade, left over, left pirouette to forward. Dégagé, soutenu, plie, right passe, right pirouette, tendu over, close. Does that help?
Yeah, that helped.
So like you asked very clearly, which was wonderful, after the passe, you're facing right when we're doing the left side. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Any other questions on this before we try? Sometimes with this stuff, we just have to do it to realize what we need. Yeah? And again, it's quick. It's supposed to be quick. You gotta get up, you gotta get down. This isn't a balance one, this is a momentum combo. All right, let's do this all together while we work out the kinks and then we'll break it up. Here we go. Be complete in your movement. 7, 8, glissade us away and up. Soutenu, passe, inside turn, tendu. One. Good, nice, Jim. Yes, get to your fifth. Yes. Good, Mackenzie. Yes, Hannah, yes, rest. Woo, that's a real deal petite allegro in a very tiny space. Again, a lot of our struggle with this will simply be with not having depth to garner enough momentum to keep going, right? So, there's an answer to that question. If you can't go sideways to gather momentum, where do you have to go?
Up.
Up, yes. If you can't go side, if you need to gather momentum but you've run out of space, that means you have to jump. The reason is, the power of coming down is going to increase your plie, which is going to give you enough speed to go into the next thing. Okay, so that's what I need to see as we go through it in groups. Let it have more of a, I think about like Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. This can have more of an up and down and up and down, rather than feeling kind of like skipping stones, which has a longer rolling feeling, which, again, if we had a big giant studio, it would be lovely if this could roll through space. But when we don't have that option, we modify by keeping all the same power, but sending it up instead of side. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna split you. Oh, our groups are fine that we were in before, because we have everybody back. Okay, group 1 only. Group 2, you can just come forward and watch. You don't have to start right away. Okay? Try and use that power. Try and not melt down into the floor. Here we go. And yes. Rest. Yes. Okay. All right. Not bad again. Some good stuff in there. Couple things that jumped out at me. This doesn't mean it was the only things I saw, but grabbing from quick little Zoom boxes here. Kelly, make sure on your supporting side you're keeping your turn out. You were getting through the combo well, but just that one side of your body really wanted to stay parallel. Bring your weight back a little bit, which is, that's a correction I really only ever give in petite allegro, because most of the time in ballet we're trying to get our weight forward and get it out of our heels, but often when we're going parallel, it means that we're like too forward in our movement. Yeah, everything is shifted. So if you can allow your weight to sit back into your fifth toe a little more, you're far less likely to turn in. Okay, so again, that was a note for a couple of us, but I noticed that in Kelly. Carrie, a note for you as well. You are not plieing really at all. You have a softened knee and a softened ankle when I can see it in frame, but I can't see a difference between when you're using a plie to gather strength into a pirouette and when you're standing. So it ends up feeling a little bit flat-footed because you're just stuck in half-bent knees. Yeah, and again, that's a note that extends to everyone. When you're in plie, be in plie. Think about the sautés we do at bar with the relaxed ankles. When you're jumping or rising or anything, let that be complete. Yeah, it got a little fudgy there. There was one more thing I saw. I can't remember now. We're gonna do it again. But those were some outstanding things I saw from a few of you, but jumped out from those dancers as notes. Okay? Again, soften your jaw. We're dancing with clenched teeth. Relax them. Yeah. Whew, the more you breathe, the more you feel air through your throat. the easier it is to not dig down, yeah, and get locked here. Okay, that was group 1, right? So now we're group 2. 2? Yeah, sure. Okay, here we go. I give notes and I forget where I am. Here we go. And good, Larissa. I like those pointed feet in silhouette. Nice. Yes, good spot. Nice. Good use of space, yes. Ah, yes, okay. Pretty good, this group. I could see you applying those 2 notes that the last group got to hear, and I could see it in your work. So really good, yes. Whipping things around, letting the plie speed us up. I still think we can continue to use the height of our jump a little bit more, okay? So that, again, I'm sorry, I always lose track once I start to get into the nuance. That was group 1 and group 2, 1 time each, is that correct? Okay, so now we all get to repeat it again, thank you. So group 1, here we go, 1 more time. The more you can keep the belly button lifted, the better. I think we can all apply that note I was giving about bringing that 5th toe into the floor a little bit more, allowing our weight to come back, not into the heels, but into the back of our body so we can show off our turnout. Here we go. Second group last time, please. Seven, 8. Nice. Good. Yeah. Well done. Yes, nice. Good. Good. All right, we're gonna do our sauté fouettes. Okay, 8 times as we've been doing. Jumping straight up and landing, remembering that your leg is trying to stay where it is and your ribs are dragging you around to that beautiful landing in arabesque. At the highest point of your jump, your arms are up, you've completed the ribs, and then the placement of the arms into first arabesque is the landing. Yes, we want our body to be finished with our arms up, and then the power of our arms floats us down. On your sauté tall-levé to transition, we talked about this last week. Remember, don't take a 90-degree fouetté and then a tall-levé at 90 degrees as well. You will run out of time. The tall-levé is meant to bring the leg to 45 to failli. Yeah, so make sure your leg is coming down on the tall-levé hop in between. Okay? Groups again. Okay? Group 1, 8 times. 7 and 8, go 1. Nice, ribs around. Get those ribs all the way around, Abby. Yes, better. Spot your head. Keep your shoulders back, Kelly. Don't collapse forward. Yes, rest, good. Careful, Mason, your space use was good, but on sauté fouetté, you're not supposed to travel backward. Yeah, you were on the jump, hopping back probably like a foot in each direction, which is really not that much for a jump, but sauté fouetté should land in the same place. If you were doing this like on a twister board, you should stay on the same dot for the whole sauté fouetté and the land. The failli might change you to a new dot on the twister board, but then you have to come down on that same dot. You are stepping on one and then like jumping to the next color on the fouetté itself, if that makes sense. Once you failli, you have to stay in that spot. So you have like 2 spots, but not 4 of them. Yeah, cool. Okay, second group. 6, 7, and 8. We go 1. Nice. Slide those toes through space. Feel the toes slicing through the air. Yes. Good. Yes, nice. times. Again, soften your jaw. We feel a little bit here to me. We're tense. Let your neck be long, let your breath be happening. Don't pull back, okay? Here we go. 7 and 8, we go. Nice. Jump up on the saute, get off the floor completely. Yes, good. Yes. My picky note there for a few of us is that I've talked about this already. Don't kick your leg above 90 and then have to lower it as you come down. There's sort of a way in which if you bottom to 90, if you bottom above 90 and then you jumped, held it at 90, landed at 90, and then lowered it on the faye, that would be fine. But the problem is our leg is still kicking on the jump, so we're kind of getting this weird flappy descent. Does that make sense? Yeah. The goal is that once we're at the top of the jump, our leg would stay at the same height in the body as we lower down to land on the floor. And what's happening is we're going jump, land, stolove, land, jump, land. The leg is moving on the way down, and the leg should stay at whatever height you've chosen, whether that's 45 or 92 if you have a perfect beautiful arabesque. It just should be consistent, and that's what I'm still lacking. That's what I'm kind of getting at with that correction I've been trying to give with like don't vama above 90. And maybe that's too limiting in the way I'm wording it, that like technically you can, but you have to be able to maintain whatever you've chosen on the way down, and that's not what I'm seeing, okay? So last group, just be thoughtful about that. There's too much hinginess in the hip socket. That's what I'm getting at, is consistency on the descent, okay? Here we go. 7 and 8, we go. Consistency on the way down, yes. Freedom on the way up, and hold your shape. Think about the Vaganova test, those legs, yes. Yeah, all right, you guys. That was quite nice, actually. Good, we got that going by the end. All right, I think that's it for today. You'll see the page published today about the makeup work. It's almost built.